All of us reach a point in time where we are depleted and need to somehow find a way to reignite the fire within. But how do we spark that flame? Welcome to Reignite Resilience, where we will venture into the heart of the human spirit. We'll discuss the art of reigniting our passion and strategies to stoke our enthusiasm. And now, here are your hosts, Natalie Davis and Pamela Cass.
Tell us what you mean by that.
It's so easy to feel lost. I hear it from everybody. I started the Facebook group initially. I started it that night because I'm a big believer, do as much as you can. When an idea comes to you, do as much as you can within the first 24 hours. It signifies to the universe, to the creator, to God, to whoever, that you are going to take action on the prompt. And that you want more of that prompt. You want the rest of it to come through. You are going to take action. And so I did. I took action. I got a domain. I created a Facebook group. I created a YouTube channel. And then I did no graphic design. I did nothing. I did no banner on the top of the Facebook, but I went in and I curated through my list of friends and I sent an invite to join the group to all of the people that I felt could be there, that could either bring to the group or be inspired by the group. And unlike anything else I've ever done, there was no business model. So it was a little different. Everything else I've ever done has a business model. This has no business model. This is purely, at this point, just about creating a space where I can interview people I want to learn from, try new modalities of getting to that next level where I want to be, and sharing in that journey. Because holy smokes, did everybody join that group fast? I mean, there's hundreds of people in there already. And there's no banner. There's nothing. But they all resonated with, you're not lost.
Yeah.
And so many people messaged me. That night alone, I think I got probably 50 plus messages. Oh my gosh, what are you doing? I always feel lost. Is that about that? Yeah, it is. So whatever it is, I am providing value. So it resonates with people. I think I got off on another tangent.
No, that's a perfect one. Well, and that's just to let our listeners know, You're Not Lost is the name of the podcast. And I called that the tap on the shoulder moment, but you said it's not a tap on the shoulder. There was a clear message. You heard it over and over and over again.
Yeah, it was coming. And the 2x4, I always say the 2x4 messages come when you don't listen to the tap on the shoulder.
That's right. Yes.
Unfortunately, most of us don't listen to the tap on the shoulder.
We don't. Yeah. We get pushed off the edge.
Right. We all want to learn with ease. How many times I have prayed, please, God, let me learn with ease.
With ease and grace. That was my mantra for so many years.
Ease and grace.
It's
I don't seem to pay attention to it.
That's right. Yeah.
Ease and grace would have got me out of my first marriage, my only marriage, probably after 3 months.
Exactly.
Ease and grace would have gotten me not to let a man move into me that didn't have car insurance. Those were taps.
But
I think those were flags. Those weren't taps, but that's okay. Different day, different discussion.
Oh my gosh, I love it. It's so true.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Bring on the 2x4.
Yes. So and Carrie, you said something that is that it just hit home and struck a chord with me. When you get the tap or you realize that you just got hit with a 2x4, 24 hours, do something, because we
24
are
hours.
always in a position that we can do something. And for you, securing a domain, starting a Facebook group, you started to take action. And then it's that, yes, thank you, I'll take more of that. Yes, thank you, I'll
It
take
is.
more of that. Yeah.
Honestly, I think in everything that you do, if you are prompted to move forward, understand that you are either saying yes or no to it within the first 24 hours.
Yeah.
Whether you realize it or not.
Whether you realize it or not. But you know, how many of us have started to move forward? I mean, most of us, I think most of the time, the momentum doesn't even start. There's no option for momentum. People just hear the prompt and they let it go. Then we might take minimal action and we let it fizzle. You got to really start to decide. One of the things that I have really focused on trying to solidify in my mind, and this came to me through one of my meditative conversations while walking, was I got asked, what would you do if you knew you would be successful if you hit a series of benchmarks? Well, shoot, I would hit those benchmarks. If you knew at the end of doing, let's just say 50 steps, that you would have your ultimate goal, would you do those steps? Yeah, we would, but we don't think about it because we don't map it out and say, what actually does it take to get here? What does that look like? So for me, I mapped out the podcast. I knew that number one, I had to create content even if I suck. I had to get guests on. I have to create additional content that can create engagement, get people aware and want to engage. And so what does that look like? I mean, some of my, because I do own a marketing consulting company or a business development consulting company, I was blessed to know certain things. But it's real funny because when it's for you, it's very different than doing it for a client.
Yeah.
So, but everything that I know, if I chose to move forward and didn't know it, it is all learnable on Facebook or on YouTube at this point. There is nothing that you cannot access. I just started watching a couple of videos because they caught my attention. And it was how to grow a YouTube following and monetize it after 40.
After 40. That's very specific. This is a
After
very
40.
specific. Yes.
Yeah. And so it was really interesting because it was just an hour of simple, easy steps. And I thought, this is awesome. They simplify it so nice and easy. It's a great option for you to just even start, and I watched a couple of videos about people starting their podcasts, their vidcasts on YouTube. And, the biggest thing was you've got to just create content. You've got to push forward every single day, even if none of that content makes any sense in 6 months. What you've actually done. Change your channel name, do whatever, but practice. Imperfect actions is all that is needed, but they are actions.
Yeah.
And when you set that intention and you actually take action, you're checking off those boxes of what it takes to hit success.
Yeah.
Because hitting that success might include a pivot. But you can't pivot if you don't start.
Yeah. I love this is such a perfect timing when, we're coming to the end of the year. Everybody's doing these business plans and we're setting these goals for ourselves, but then that's where it ends. It's like, great, set a goal. and then that's it.
And I'll wait. Somehow it's going to happen,
It's
right?
going to manifest. If I just write an affirmation, it's going to happen. But they forget that there's got to be some kind of action that's goes along with that to get to the success that you want. Otherwise, that goal's never going to happen.
No. Well, and here's the thing. There's a lot that's going to come into my mind and my life while I am doing this that are
Absolutely.
going to take me away mentally from what I'm doing. So my big thing on that is this is another way that I meditate. I will actually take the outcome,
Mm-hmm.
but I will take specifically how excited I am about that outcome, and I put myself at the end. So I did this when I was trying to get the house in my name. So I was given 5 years to put the house in my name.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of a icky story around that, and it was a crappy situation, but the universe was working for me. As ugly as it looked at the beginning, it was God and the universe making it so that I had the opportunity and was not forced to sell the house. I was given 5 years. So every day, I got to about 6 months and I started panicking. I'm never going to be able to do this. I have to show that I make this much money and I have to increase my credit score by this much. I did not realize that my ex-husband had been taking out credit cards in my name. My credit score was horrible. So I wrote on a sticky note, and I still use this today. Whatever, and to be honest, I do one at a time because that's what works for me. But I put on it, the house is officially in the name of da 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 da, title, blah blah blah. And I put it in several places. And so every time I walked by it, I would touch it and I would feel it. I feel it meaning I felt it inside. I felt what it was going to be like at the end. The house is in your name.
Mm-hmm.
The title is solely in your name. The loan is solely in your name. It is like nothing can mess this up except you, kind of thing. And so when I meditated, I made that huge. I made the feeling huge. And I didn't focus on how I would get there. The how did not matter. It did not matter at all because I'll tell you what, how that house went in my name was nothing
Mm-hmm.
of what I could have imagined. But every single day for just a few minutes, I sat there in complete silence. I got myself peaceful and I imagined it. I imagined signing my closing documents. I imagined seeing the title with only my name, not my married name, but my name. Um, ladies, so I had 5 years. I didn't know how I was going to do it. Like, man, when you're self-employed, getting that loan solely in your name in such a short period of time is a hard thing to do. But I felt it. I got that house in my name in 2.5 years. And all the bank did was one day they called me and they said, "We know you're divorced now. You're the only one paying this mortgage. Did you know we have this plan?"
Tell me more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's all I said. And within 3 months, that house was solely in my name.
Wow.
hmm
Mm.
And
That's huge.
holy smokes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is such a key thing, the visualization piece of it.
hmm
You can't visualize what your life is going to look like when you've reached or attained that goal, then it's really hard to be able to achieve it. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
Well, since I don't know how I'm going to get out of this lost feeling, I don't know, is it helpful for me to tell you guys some of what I've been doing?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Please do.
So I have been journaling extensively. And this is not necessarily meditative journaling. At times it is, but I have been really getting clear on what I want this stage of my life. There was the pre-kid stage, and which you don't have a whole lot of control over that. You're kind of just barely growing up and realizing you're a human being.
Yes.
And then you've got at least for me, that middle stage was me being a mom. It was
Mhm.
And even as a kid, nothing was mine, right? Nothing mattered. I was living for my parents. I was living for an
Mm,
education. Then I reach this middle stage and I'm living for my husband or my significant other. I'm living to be a mom. I'm
mhm,
taking care of a house.
mm,
That stage, in all reality, that is what I wanted to manifest at that time. And I made it the best I could. I made it pretty freaking awesome.
yeah.
Um, but this stage, holy smokes, so different than the other two. And you
Mm,
have no strings attached to me.
Yeah.
mhm,
None.
It's all for you.
It's
yeah.
all for me.
Yeah.
And when you've lived an entire life for other people, that's a kind of crazy period to
Yeah.
go through. And how do you optimize it? I definitely don't want to go through it on autopilot. And I think that's why I started to
Mm,
kind of break down a little bit
yeah.
because I needed to break down so I could wake up
Yeah.
Mm.
to what my opportunities were. So
Mm,
I have been journaling very specifically, what do I want my experiences to be
mm,
in this season of my life?
Mm.
What do I want? You know, a lot of people, they have the option to, maybe change their job or to change their business. My businesses, we have a lot of, I can't just leave my business,
mhm,
right?
Mm.
My business pays people, it provides a lot of services for different people. I don't get to leave, but I want to experience something different professionally. And so that is kind of where this has come in. So in that journal, as I wrote out, I asked myself questions. What do you want? What do you want to experience? Um, what makes you the happiest? So
Mm.
everything I wrote kind of made me ask more questions.
mm,
Well,
mm,
what do I want to experience? What do I enjoy doing? That was the big thing. What are the things that I'm the happiest doing? In my business, I'm the happiest when I'm consulting.
mm,
I'm the happiest when I'm speaking on stage.
mhm,
I am the happiest when I am networking. Those are the things that make me the happiest. What I'm not happy dealing with anymore, I'm not happy dealing with technology. Holy smokes, it's going so fast. And I'm a tech nerd. It's going so fast. I don't want to deal with that. I want to just deal with people. Um,
mm,
and then I'm kind of connecting. I'm asking myself, well, um, where could I make a big difference?
mhm,
I don't really necessarily know how to feel not lost. But I am accepting that being lost is something you go through many times during your life
Mhm.
because of what it is. You're
mhm,
not lost.
yeah.
You just have a calling for something, for an adjustment.
Mhm,
Yeah.
And when you have that calling, the calling is going to get bigger until it is a massive 2x4 breakdown shit show.
yeah.
Mhm.
So, um, yeah, I'm getting the things that I'm working on right now is getting clear. I'm getting clear on what type of relationship I want.
Mm,
Um, because I started dating again. Holy smokes, that's not fun. But you know what? Here's the thing. It can be amazing if
I
you're,
was gonna say it can be. It can be.
man,
Yes.
ladies, the first guy I started dating asked me for $60,000.
Not a day. We're done. We're done
I'm
here.
like, yeah, this is done.
wow.
But
Wow.
here's what I did. I said, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to turn down a crappy opportunity.
Yes. And add one
I
more
request,
thing to the list of things that I know that I want and what I
yeah, I
don't
request
want.
better. I
Yes.
request better than this. But now I'm getting more clear on it.
That
So,
is so awesome. I
and
love that.
yeah, I'm excited to bring in, some of the people that I'm going to be interviewing are there's a company that does microdosing of psychedelics. And I
Yeah.
think I'm going to try it for a little while,
Yeah.
interviewing them. But I'm also interviewing a person that's an expert in Kabbalah and understanding how the universe works through Kabbalah.
Wow.
I am talking to a bunch of women who I have found just online that have done these amazing things. One woman, she she kind of went through this and she sold everything and bought a boat and she now lives in the Caribbean on a boat.
I love this.
Oh,
But we don't know what our path is. As I've had some opportunities, I've been dating somebody that lives out of Colorado because I thought I'll date somebody out of Colorado because I maybe want to move out of Colorado. So why not date somebody out of Colorado?
yeah.
And I realized in that with as much time as I've been spending away, I don't want to move out of Colorado.
Mm.
I just want to travel.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I travel a lot. I want to
I was
travel.
gonna say, you just got back.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been in a bunch of different I've been traveling for 2 weeks, so
Yes. To all the tropical destinations.
all
And
the
I'm not
tropical
mad at you.
destinations. Yeah. Hmm.
I love that. Well, Carrie, here's the thing, and as you say it, I've become more comfortable with it, but I know I've shared it on the show before. That question being posed, like, what is it that you want? Like that at one point in my life was probably the most crippling, paralyzing question that you could ask me because I too, I had no idea. The great majority of my adult life, I've been a mom. So, someone asking what do I want was never a priority, right? It's what does everyone else want or what does everyone else need? So being able to ask that question, but you've taken it a step further. Not only what is it that you want, what impact can you have in the world? What do you enjoy doing? What brings you joy? And so allowing yourself to not just like land on it, but discover it, feel it, taste it, test it out and see, is this really what I want? And is that going to be the stepping stone that takes me on the path, for this next season?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I mean, I
huge.
don't know. I mean, maybe there's another season after this one. I
Of
don't
course
know.
there is.
Yeah.
No, I know there is.
But
Just be prepared.
yeah, this season, I mean, I've got an amazing season coming up.
Yeah.
I may hit a stage at another point where I'm like,
Mm,
you know,
pivot.
I'm my mother is she's about to turn 76 years old, and my stepdad passed away 5 years ago. And she was a mess. She was so distraught. She never thought she could get over the grief. She was sure she needed to find another man. Um, you know what she's doing right now?
Well, I know what you posted that she's done, but what is she doing right now? We won't talk about that, Mom.
She is getting rid of everything in her house and she is moving into an RV
Oh,
to live the rest of her life driving around the US in an RV.
oh my
Good
gosh.
for her.
Hmm.
I have a good friend that just did that last year, and it's been the
Hmm.
most empowering thing. She's now a nomad. She has embraced that of understanding that she's a nomad. It's a great congratulations to your mom. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, she in all of this,
Amazing.
she decided, well, if I will never have another companion. Most, that's what she believes. I don't know if that's true though.
Also not true. Who we don't know.
We don't know. We have no idea.
But yeah, she's like, I don't want to, I'm living broke in Colorado I'm still working at this age, so she is in the process of closing down her small business and selling
Mhm.
everything, and yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
She's always been
It's
such a big inspiration.
76
Yeah, yeah.
to
When
have
she
the courage to
leaves,
do
when
that.
she leaves on the road, she will have turned 76 years old.
It's incredible.
That's
And
awesome.
she's hilarious. She's like, I'm dying on the road. Like, you guys will get a call to come pick up my body. And I'm like, that's okay. You rock it out.
Yes. Yes.
Just put the emergency contacts on the fridge. We're fine.
Yes.
We encourage and embrace this journey for you. Good for you.
Yeah, we just asked her, make sure you've got what is it, an air tag on your keys,
That's
and
it. That's
we just
it.
want to know where you are.
Yes.
Perfect. Perfect.
Mhm.
I would just drop one in the
That would be
utensil drawer. Just drop it in there. She,
maybe a few places.
yeah,
Like,
you just place it. Don't charge her with that.
no, because she might lose her keys. So yeah, don't.
That's true.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I love it. Well, Carrie, you have given our listeners a lot of tools and modalities in terms of facing all of life's changes that come our way. And like you said, it's constant, it's ever changing. And you have given us a little bit of a taste in terms of the podcast. If people want to join your Facebook group, is that specifically for your podcast? And can you share that?
It is. So it's yournotlost.org is the page, and you can find everything from that. If you want to follow our podcast, it is /watch. And then if you want to join the Facebook group, it's /FB. So
Fabulous.
yournotlost.org /watch or /FB.
Okay.
But
Fabulous.
again, if all you can remember is yournotlost.org, you can find everything.
Click around and you'll find your way to whatever it is that you're looking for. And
Yep.
we'll make sure that we add that to our show notes as well for our listeners that are not able to jot that down. Any last thoughts, words, nuggets of inspiration for our listeners that you want to leave us with today?
Yeah, I do. I think the biggest thing that I've learned in the last couple of years is that, I was always trying to fix things, fix myself, overcome baggage from childhood. You actually are never going to do it. And it's okay.
PSA.
It's actually awesome.
Yeah.
It's kind of more about learning to dance with it and turning it into something amazing. It's all an opportunity.
Love it.
Learning to dance with your childhood baggage.
Yeah, I have a visual of that.
I do too.
Right?
And I love
Well,
it.
everything we consider negative is nothing more than an opportunity to increase the size of our vessel to receive. So, as when we enter these lives and we have these challenges, you might ask yourself, why did I have this happen? Great things happen to great souls. Great things meaning great opportunities are given. Opportunities are not given without cracking you open so that there can be more space.
Yeah.
You are a vessel that is looking to hold the most amount of opportunities, energy, and experiences. If you can't overcome what you're here to overcome, then you don't have space for those things.
Yeah.
We're given opportunities. That's why I say thank you. Thank you for this anxiety. Thank you for this breakup. Thank you for this challenge with my house. Thank you for all of it.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
I love it.
Thank you, Carrie, for sharing your story, your insight, your expertise, and a little teaser about your podcast. It has been an absolute pleasure. I'm so glad that we were able to get this to come together so quickly.
Yes.
Perfect.
It was meant to be.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised.
Well, again, 24 hours. You set those goals, man. Look at
I did. And if we have any listeners that have not read Year of Yes by Chandra Rhimes, I encourage you to do so. Only if you want to like change everything in life. Feel free to don't read it. Because the book will do that for you.
It will.
But Carrie, thank you. It has been an absolute honor. We will make sure that we put all of your contact information in our show notes so that our listeners can get a hold of you. And then by the time this episode comes out and airs, you will have your podcast fully up and running. We will make sure that we connect connect them to your podcast as well so they can come on over and listen. But
Perfect.
you are welcome to come back at any time. We would love to have you, love to hear more of your story, your journey, because there is so much more. Just because I know there is so much more that we didn't dive into, but what you shared today was absolutely fabulous. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're
Incredible.
welcome. Thank you.
And for our listeners, as usual, if you want to know what's happening in the world of Reignite Resilience, head on over to reigniteresilience.com, or you can find us on Facebook and Instagram. And remember, if you have not already done so, subscribe to our weekly Think Letter so that you can hear more about our interactions with our guests, get some tools, tips, and techniques that you can apply to your life to help overcome adversity and ignite the fire within. Until next time, we'll see you all soon.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you for joining us today on the Reignite Resilience podcast. We hope you had some aha moments and learned a few new real-life ideas to fuel the flames of passion. Please subscribe on your favorite streaming platform, like or download your favorite episodes, and of course, share with your friends and family. We look forward to seeing you again next time on Reignite Resilience.